So, Nas Daily finally responded to all the controversies.
In this video, I'm going to do the unthinkable. I'm going to discuss every controversy I've had on YouTube, from Israel to crypto to Philippines to all that stuff.
And let's just say, it didn't go well. Instead of clearing things up, he kind of made everything worse. The guy who built his entire brand on positivity and storytelling is now in full damage control mode.
Man, it's hard. Today I'm hanging out.
And look, handling internet drama is hard, but when you pull the victim card and call in your employees to defend you instead of just owning up to things, yeah, that's not a good look. Does anyone remember how Nas responded to the Al Jazeera scandal? He wrote, "I'm a victim of fake news, and I can't be quiet anymore. I really hate drama. I just want to travel the world and show you the positive side of it, but some people don't like that." In the past month, there was a coordinated fake news campaign against Nas Daily, accusing us of things that are factually incorrect. They have unlimited money, they have unlimited reach, they have unlimited power. Let's just say he did something similar this time around too, just worse. Today, we're diving into what went wrong with Nas Daily's response, the scandals that got him here, and why his downfall could have been completely avoided. Before we get into this mess though, let's rewind a bit. Nas Daily, real name Nusser Yassin, blew up on Facebook and YouTube with his 1-minute daily videos.
Once a day, I'm gonna make one video that's 1 minute long. That's it.
He had the whole travel the world, spread positivity, tell inspiring stories thing down to a science, and people loved it. But then, viewers started noticing something.
I am banned from 20 countries.
Off camera, Nas wasn't the same guy from his videos, and that's when everything started to fall apart. In 2021, Nas took a trip to the Philippines to collaborate with Luis Mulo, who runs a project to help farmers. Sounds wholesome, right? Well, not exactly. Luis later accused Nas of mocking Filipino accents and questioning why the country was so poor. I watched him imitate and mock the local accent and language, vocalizing Tagalog-sounding syllabic phrases, saying it sounded stupid. He repeatedly said that the people of my hometown were poor. Farmers are so poor. Why are Filipinos so poor? But the worst part, she claimed that when she pitched him a video idea about struggling farmers, Nas straight up said no. He said no one wants to hear about farmers or farms. It's not clickable, viewable content. He didn't care about making change or shedding light on real issues. He only wanted content, a good, easy story to tell that would get him more Filipino views. Oof. The guy who built a brand on inspiring people allegedly thought helping farmers was boring. Now, Nas denied all of this. In fact, he flipped the script and accused her of running a fraudulent project. Our investigation has made it clear that your story in the media is false, and that there are no 200 farmers that you work with, and there are no cacao plantations that you don't personally profit from, he added. But by then, the damage was done. People weren't just upset, they felt betrayed. They had finally started to see the other side of him. One Reddit user pointed out, "I liked him at first when he was still just going around the world and doing 1-minute videos. But the moment he went here, something just felt off. It was like as if Nas knew he could monetize the country by just saying nice things and showing stuff about the PH.
They made a business out of
Unfollowed him since, and looks like I made a good choice. And this was only the beginning. In July 2021, Nas dropped a video called World's Oldest Tattoo Artist, featuring Wang-Od, a 103-year-old tattoo master from the Philippines. Now, at first, people loved it. The video racked over 1.1 million views, and everyone was hyped to see this living legend and her traditional tattooing methods getting the spotlight. But then things took a wild turn. Nas casually announced that Wang-Od would be teaching a course on Nas Academy, his online learning platform. And that's where the internet lost it. Wang-Od's grandniece went on Facebook and straight up said, "Warning, Wang-Od Academy is a scam. My grandmother did not sign any contract with Nas Daily to do any academy. Some people are taking advantage of our culture. Please help us stop this disrespect to the legacy of Apo Wang-Od and the Butbat tribe." And boom. Just like that, a feel-good story turned into a PR disaster. Nas tried to shut it down fast. He dropped a video showing Wang-Od putting her thumbprint on a document, claiming it was proof she had consented, but people were not buying it. And then things really escalated when the Philippine government stepped in, specifically the National Commission on Indigenous Peoples, or NCIP, and they were not impressed. After investigating, they said, yeah, you can't just get one person's consent for something like this. The Kalinga tribe's tattooing tradition isn't just Wang-Od's. It belongs to the entire community. Translation? Nas Daily completely missed the cultural significance of what he was doing. As for the thumbprint, that was fake too. When the validation team compared the thumbprint affixed by Apo to the contract to that of one she affixed to a clean piece of paper, there is apparent disparity, the investigating officer said. And people let him have it. Within 3 days, he lost 500,000 followers. His credibility took a massive hit, and the internet wasn't about to let this one slide. At this point, Nas could have just apologized and moved on. But instead, he doubled down. He insisted the family was on board, even as more people called him out for cultural insensitivity and exploitation. People started leaving comments calling him cringe and an attention seeker. One Reddit user said, "Nas Daily is so cringe." Another added, "Who the frick is Nas Daily? Actually, never mind, they sound like a loser." At this point, his reputation was already on life support. But somehow, it got even worse because of Nas's super awkward moment in Switzerland. A YouTuber named Al Yi confronted Nas, calling him out for what he saw as hypocrisy on climate change. They got into a heated exchange, and instead of addressing the criticism, Nas kind of lost it. He was all over the place, and the whole thing felt chaotic. It got even weirder when Al Yi challenged Nas to a debate in Dubai. Instead of responding with facts, Nas went full personal attack mode. Not exactly the spread positivity guy people thought he was, huh? But let's talk about one of the worst takes Nas Daily ever had, the time he called Sam Bankman-Fried the most generous billionaire. Yeah, that did not age well. Back in early 2022, Nas released a glowing video about SBF, the founder of FTX, one of the biggest cryptocurrency exchanges in the world. In the video, he made Sam look like some kind of financial superhero, someone who wanted to donate all his wealth to charity and make the world a better place. "The guy you see next to me is the most generous billionaire in the world," an excited Yasin said in the now private January 2022 video with the FTX founder. "Sam has crazy hair. Sam is vegan. Sam sleeps 5 hours a night. Sam lives in the Bahamas with 10 roommates. Sam is 29 years old only, but Sam has $22 billion, and he wants to donate all of it to charity." But fast forward just 10 months, and SBF wasn't a billionaire anymore. Nope, he was broke. And not just broke, but facing serious fraud charges. Turns out, he secretly transferred $10 billion in customer funds from FTX over to his hedge fund, Alameda Research, without telling anyone. And when people found out, FTX collapsed overnight, leaving investors with $1 billion in losses. Absolute chaos. Now, here's where Nas messed up big time. He didn't just mention SBF in passing. He actively promoted him as some kind of ethical billionaire. He pushed the whole narrative that this guy wasn't like other rich people, that he was humble and giving it all away. And yeah, turns out that was total nonsense. People started asking, was Nas just completely fooled, or was this another paid promo? Well, it was the second one. In a later podcast, Nas admitted that some of his videos, including this one, were actually sponsored content.
Sometimes we get a brand deal in which I have to go on the spot for one full day and make a video about a person. So
Oh, wow.
those take full days.
Interesting. So sometimes the characters that are in your video are actually paid sponsorships.
Sometimes, yes.
Meaning, he wasn't just telling a feel-good story, he was paid to say it. This was a huge hit to his credibility. Also, in addition to everything else he's already done, people started questioning all of his videos. If he could get it so wrong with SBF, what other stories was he pushing just because someone cut him a check? And here's the kicker. FTX collapsed, and SBF was under strict investigation. In light of the collapse of FTX globally and the provisional liquidation of FTX Digital Markets Ltd., a team of financial investigators from the Financial Crimes Investigation Branch are working closely with the Bahamas Securities Commission to investigate if any criminal misconduct occurred, police said. Even then, Nas never really addressed it. No apology, no real accountability, just silence. And when your whole brand is about telling real stories, that's not a good look. Things got even more complicated when Nas spoke about the Israeli-Palestine conflict. Now, he's an Israeli citizen with Palestinian roots, and he claims to be neutral, advocating for peace. But then, leaked recordings and resurfaced tweets suggested otherwise.
So somebody sitting in Pakistan or Indonesia telling me what to think about this conflict, I will not listen to it.
People accused him of lying about his stance, and the backlash was intense. And then, in the middle of all this, Nas dropped a super controversial video titled, "I studied Islam for 1 month, and I lost all my hair."
I spent 1 full month studying my religion, Islam. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah.
For 1 month, I read the Quran.
Yeah, that didn't go over well either. Muslims from all over found it super disrespectful. So, with all these scandals piling up, Nas had two options. 1. Own up to his mistakes, apologize, and try to rebuild trust. And 2. Call on his employees to defend him while avoiding direct apologies. Can you guess which one he picked? Yup, instead of facing the controversies head-on, Nas had his employees put out statements. They argued that the Wang-Od scandal was just a misunderstanding and that the crypto fiasco wasn't his fault because he trusted reliable sources. And look, damage control is a thing, but having your employees speak for you instead of taking accountability, that just made things worse. As all of this drama unfolded, Nas's content started feeling different. Less creative, less engaging, and more like he was just going through the motions. His once loyal audience wasn't buying it anymore. And honestly, he saw this coming. Years ago, Nas himself predicted that his content would lose its magic over time, but it wasn't just time that did it. His own controversies sped up the decline. So, what's the takeaway here? Nas Daily had everything: an inspiring brand, a loyal audience, and a solid reputation. But the second people started seeing the cracks, things fell apart fast. The biggest problem? His responses. Instead of apologizing or addressing things properly, he just doubled down, denied, and let others speak for him. And that just doesn't fly anymore.
Anyway, I'm out. Drop your thoughts in the comments down below and let me know what you think.